I think just we have completed the portion of the sampling, isn't it? So let us move for the second part. That is the very important part because just by sampling, the thing is one-dimensional quantization, one-dimensional digitizations because it has got digitized or it has got discretized only along the x-axis. The y-axis, if we look at the values at the y-axis, then till they are continuous because that picture becomes very clear just if we observe these things. Suppose this is your quantized version, this is your sample versions. So after sampling, this is the configuration what we obtain, isn't it? And these pictures we get in times domain. So this is an arbitrary plot where this is your time scale, this is your amplitude. So just if we break this, if we consider this time is consisting of k number of samples and the gap between every sample is Ts. So this T can be considered as k of Ts, where k is the number that we can obtain and Ts is the gap between consecutive samples. So after sampling, this picture what we got after sampling. After sampling, the thing is that it has got discretized along the x-axis. But what's about the y-axis? Along the y-axis, still the value is continuous. Just if we look at to the values, then these amplitudes are still continuous. So signal is not fully discretized. Signal is not fully digitized. So to get digitized, obviously what we have to do, we have to produce discretizations along the y-axis. So discretization along the y-axis that is produced with the help of the quantization. Okay. So now let us see that how does quantization we can produce on the voltage scale, because as you know that this is a time scale, this y-axis is nothing but for signal scale it is actually we plot it in the voltage scale. So let us see that how the this can be produced. So for this one we can think that the total process of the quantizations in this way, that as if the total amplitude scale, suppose this amplitude scale is extended from plus MP to minus MP values. This is the voltage scale, total peak to peak voltage, that is plus MP to minus MP. And when we pass the samples, when we pass these samples through some quantizer, the picture will be like this, some kind of like this, where the entire voltage scale that is divided into, suppose, L number of Savi intervals, where every Savi interval's voltage value delta V is equal to how much? Maximum voltage MP minus MP, so that means 2 MP by L. So the things, so what we are trying to realize to make the samples discretized in the y-axis, the thing is just we are passing these things into n number of sub-intervals, where the sub-intervals are at uniform gap and the gap of every voltage step or every voltage value, they are uniform value, they are just equal to, based on that how many sub intervals we are crossing considering here and what is the maximum peak to peak voltage that this quantizer can handle. So based on that things, this step size, which is also known as step size, the step size is known as delta V is equal to 2 MP by L. And by this means, actually what we are doing, by this means actually each sample is now approximated to one of the L numbers. Because starting from here up to this, that is up to the bottom level, L number of sub-intervals are there. And just if we look at a close up, just we have a close look over this one, then these are the arbitrary positions of the samples and these are their arbitrary magnitudes of the arbitrary values. So just by checking their positions, if we check, then we can consider that this sub-interval reaches up to this one. This sub-interval is considering the two heights of the sub-interval. This samples is considering the three heights of sub-interval. This is just taking a fraction of the sub-interval. This is again taking a full, this is again 2, this is again 2, like this one. So based on the sampling amplitude, that means how much amplitude is involved there at this particular sampling instant, here when we pass to the quantizer, it is getting approximated by any number out of this L number. So by this means, actually we are converting these signals into L array signals, because this whole thing is described in number of L array. So out of L, or out of, suppose we are taking that L is equal to 100 or L is equal to something. So out of this 100 number of sub intervals, it is taking any one. So that is the approximated value, or that is the approximated digital value of this sampling instant. So when we pass the samples through this kind of devices, then actually the signal amplitudes, they becomes a particular discrete value. They actually takes a particular discrete number out of these L numbers, and we get an L array digital signals. The things what we get here, that thing is L array digital signals. But till to represent it into the electrical domain, actually whatever is the thing or whatever the mathematical calculations we are trying to impose here, all these things we have to impose in the electrical domain also. So in the electrical domain, that L array digital signals actually we represent in number of the binary. So as it represent in terms of the binary base, that means with the base of the two numbers, then we can consider this L is equal to 2 to the power n. So obviously, what will be there? So that means every samples, actually to code or to represent every samples, whatever the corresponding value of fail, that corresponding value of fail we are taking on the base of 2 because of the binary coding, and this n actually represent the length of the code. That means length of this binary code which we are taking to represent this value. Suppose here the n value is taking value 2. So correspondingly here it will represent the binary 2. Suppose L is taking the value 5. So that means here we will take the binary representation of 5 in this scale. And what is the importance of this L? The importance of this L is, that is the index. That means how many 0, 1, because as we are using the binary representation, so that means our basic is only 2 digit, one is 0, another is 1. So how many 0, 1 that we will use to represent this number 5 in binary, to represent this number 2 in binary, to represent, suppose this value is 1.5. So to represent this 1.5 into the binary, so that is the role of this n. Okay. And here one thing what we are considering with this uniform quantization, that thing is whatever the arbitrary positions of the signal amplitudes within a sub-interval, always we take the mid value of the sub-intervals. Always we take the mid value of the sub-interval. So that means here the things we will represent, that thing is 2 full and 1 half, isn't it? So that thing is the consideration or the convention what we are taking here. And because of that things, actually some error is or some approximation is already imposed with these things, because irrespective of the positions of the sample amplitudes, whether it is taking the touching the bottom level of any sub interval or it is touching the top level of the sub interval, always we take the peak at the mid of that sub interval, touching sub interval. So because of that things, a kind of approximation is already we are adopting, or that thing is automatically introduced into the system. And that amount of error is how much? Here the amount of error is, if one step size is delta V, so that means the amount of approximation that already is introduced, that value is delta V by 2, isn't it? So although there is a case of approximation like delta V by 2, but till now, this is the process what we actually adopt with the help of the binary quantizations and the like thing like this. Now, after getting this binary conversion, obviously we have to show these things in terms of the signal code or the signaling things. So there are many type of, line codings are available: polar, unipolar, Manchester coding, binary coding, many types of many non-return to zero, return to zero. So that means how do we represent? Because already I have told you that the importance of this n is, that means how many 0 1 combinations that you are using to represent this 1, to represent this 1.5, to represent this 3.4, etc., etc., based on what is the arbitrary amplitude we are facing there. So to represent 0 and 1, how does the voltage level will be represented? That is the portions of the line coding what we will adopt here. But more or less, after sampling, when we use this type of things, then automatically, actually, when we use the quantizer, automatically it does the quantizations and the binary encryptions, and then the signal is passed through some line coding techniques, and then it is just a sequence of several 0 1s, because once it is going for this one or it is continuing for all the samples, just you will get some code word for every sample positions or the every sampling instant. So that code word is now sent through the channel, and as it is directly sent to the channel, so obviously this total 8 bit is actually used to give some flagship also, because where does the sample lies, that means whether it lies in the positive half or in the negative half, to indicate that one, that is plus or minus mark, how much is the thing it is in the left or in the right. So to indicate all those things, we actually use a few bits out of this n number of bits, and the rest of the bits are used to indicate just the amplitude value. So that means parity coder, the signal code, sign coder, all these things we use to encrypt the total thing, so that when we will receive the coded versions of the samples, or rather coded version of the entire analog signals at the receiver, then at every instant when we decode these things, so that we can get the approximated value or we can get a very good approximated result. For these things we need this information, isn't it? Whether it is with plus or minus, whether of what kind of odd or even bit parity, etc., etc. So the thing is going in this way. And here just for the examples we can consider the things in way. Suppose L is equal to, suppose we are encrypting the total things in number of the 8 bits. So their N value will be 8. As it is binary encryption, so 2 to the power 8, that correspond to 256 number of levels. So that means there within the plus NP and minus NP, 256 number of levels are there. Similarly, if we go for 7, then we do calculation for 2 to the power 7 is equal to that. So that means this is the L value what we are using to encrypt this entire thing into number of sub intervals. So just if we take an examples, that if we take an audio signal which is usually based on the human ear perceptions, our human ear is very good, have a very good perception of the flat perceptions up to 3.4 kilohertz. So if we take 3.4 kilohertz is the maximum band limited signals. So after this, if we do the sampling, then usually two times sampling will be 6.8. But if we maintain the greater than the Nyquist state, suppose we are doing the sampling at a rate of 8 kilohertz, so that is your sampling rate. So that means this means 8,000 samples per second you are obtaining, and after getting 8,000 samples, if we pass it through a 256 number of sub interval levels, so that means correspondingly it is indicating 2 to the power 8. So your n value is giving, it is passing through 256 number of l levels sub intervals. So that means your n is equal to 8. So there your signal is, that means the number of binary pulses per second you will obtain is 8 for each sample positions, 8 bit. So 8 into 8000, this one. So that means you are getting actually 64,000 binary pulses per second. Binary pulses per second. So that is the ways of calculations. But how do we can obtain that how many binary pulses, or even we can calculate the what is the total bandwidth that is involved within this operation. That means after sampling and quantization, whether there is any changes of bandwidth or not. So all the relevant information that we can extract from this one. But the overall, the thing is, this is the method of the quantizations what we are trying to follow here, and the corresponding binary encryptions, and correspondingly binary encryption. These are the number of the binary pulses, whether it is in polar, non-polar, return to zero, non-return to zero, in any kind of format or any kind of line coding format, but we can obtain with this. Okay, so this is the full things what we are getting after the full discretizations, because when we are doing the discretizations along the x-axis, we get this is the finite number of samples instead of, because the one thing you should keep in mind, analog means infinite set, digital means finite number of set. So after getting sampling, we get finite number of samples. Instead of getting infinite values, we are getting the finite number of time instant where the samples are available. And after getting quantization, these sample amplitudes, they are taking at particular number out of this L, and along with this they are getting the binary conversions also simultaneously, and this n is the number of the relevant bits or the relevant one zeros that we are used to represent this number 5 or to represent this arbitrary number 3.4 or 2.7, etc., etc., because the sample amplitudes are the arbitrary amplitudes. So that is the overall things that how we can represent the entire things, or we can get and fully discretized versions of the fully analog signals. Okay. Now, whatever the procedure or whatever the PCM we have handled here, this has some, this has some problems or these have some disadvantages also. So, initially, I should not tell about the problems of the things. I should just want to mention that some kind of approximation error becomes associated with the systems, and that thing becomes very clear. Where is the thing? Because based on the number of the sub intervals, that means how many sub interval the signal amplitude is covering, based on that it is getting a number. Suppose here it is getting the number 1, here it is getting the number 2 simply, and obviously if we do a proper corrections or if we do the proper conversion, then here we should take the binary conversion of this one, binary conversion of this two. But instead of that, to maintain the whole thing, because here we have taken a very gently behaving signal. But if we look a real time signal, actually the real time signal traces look like this. Just if you take an clippings of the voice signals, then it will look like this. So several peaks and crests, peaks and troughs are there. So when several troughs and crests are there, then obviously where will be the signal amplitudes, and that signal amplitude always handle if we do the approximation, that will take a very if we do the quantizations for this one, that needs a very good approximation. Suppose the things what we are getting, that is up to 2 decimal or up to 3 decimal, the position is 3.71 or 2.72. So to erase that thing, so to get an very user friendly things, what we have considered here, instead of taking the number of sub intervals it is fully covering, wherever is the peak value it is touching, always we take the mid of that sub intervals, isn't it? So based on that things, actually 3.7, that thing is always adjusted here by 3.5 or 2.5. So already we are taking an approximations in the amplitude scale, because initially or actually the value was 3.71 or like this. But here we are trying to approximate with this 3.5 or 2.5 like these things. So that means an approximations in the amplitude scale scale we are taking when we are doing the quantizations. So obviously, if an approximation is automatically introduced in the system, that will reflect something when we recover the signals. And because of that things, we get an kind of error which becomes an very automatic error associated with error with these things. So that error is known as the quantization error. Okay, so when we do uniform quantization with this one, that error is known as the quantization error. And why this quantization error is appear? Because the proper tracking of this quantizer with the dynamic range of the signals. You should be very clear about the reason. What is the reason why this thing is appearing? Because the thing becomes here very much uniform, very much gentle. But if we compare it with a real valued signal, then for the real domain signal, the things are very much arbitrary. We cannot predict for a particular song or for a particular voice clipping that where will be the peak, where will be the down, where will be the trough. And all these things are taking very much arbitrary values in the voltage scale. So when we are doing these things with the mid value approximation, actually this is known as the mid value approximation. So when we apply mid value approximation, actually we are leaving some amplitude fraction or we are taking some extra amplitude fraction. So when we are taking some extra or we are leaving something from the real one. That means we are departing from the real one. We are not taking the accurate value of the real one. So because of that things, when you will deport these things, departed things, actually you are some away, you are something away from this your actual value or the accurate value. So that thing is implemented inside the quantization error. So once we will evaluate this quantization error, suppose if we try to evaluate this amount of the quantization error, then we will get the features that who are actually responsible to create this error. Then what we can do, we can take care of those parameters or those features so that the quantization error can be minimized and the things can be more close to the accurate value or to the real domain picture. Is it clear that what I'm trying to say? So here the things what we will consider that thing is here we will calculate or estimate what is the amount of quantization error and why this quantization error is arising. Again, I'm repeating because of the mid value approximation. This arise because of mid value approximation. Kindly note in your copy mid value because wherever is the positions always we take the half of the upper sub interval and half of the bottommost sub interval. So because of that things, the thing is we are departing from the these results that we actually depart from the accurate measurement. So that is why this quantization error is there. Once we estimate this error, we will able to find the key features. That means who are the controlling factors to minimize this one or to control this quantization error. And with this error, one more error is there. That error is pulse detection error. With this error, another error that is pulse detection error appears at the receiver. And pulse detection means it actually very much related to the position of the pulse and amplitude of the pulse. Okay, so position of the pulse that is very much dependent on the sampling instant. So that clock, if we can maintain at the receiver circuit, then position can be take care. And for the amplitude portions, If we are able to maintain the quantization error with a lower scale, then this amplitude error automatically get corrected. So pulse detection error is in our hand or within the limit if we are able to maintain this quantization error with the lower values. Okay. So now just we will calculate the quantization error. So this error we will calculate. Okay. Now, can you say that just by observing this level of the quantizations or by observing these things, how do we can minimize this quantization error? Just by observing the graphical domain. This does not need to do any calculation or nothing else. Just by your normal intelligence, you can say this. How we can minimize this?
And if the width of the subintervals is less,
You are
Ma'am,
focusing
if
on
we
the
take
less number of
average value,
subintervals. That means you want to use less number of L.
not less number of L, I mean the gap between two subintervals won't
Yes,
be.
very good. Yes, because this is delta V is equal to 2 MB by L. So as we are doing the mid value approximation, so the amount of the error maximum that can be introduced by delta V by 2. So somehow, if we can reduce these delta V values, then the error that is the maximum range of the error is can be delta V by 2. That will be reduced. Suppose your delta V is some 2 millivolt. So 2 millivolt by 2, the error will introduce. If we reduce it is into 1 millivolt, then 1 millivolt by 2, the error will be much, much less. Okay. So that is another, that is one way. But it will create some problems. What is that problem? Can anyone focus without going into the calculations? Anyone just try to see that is. If delta V is small, that means number fail that should be high. Can you clear these things? Delta V is equal to 2 MB by L. So smaller delta V means it demands larger L. The division will be there. And in other way, as in every case we take the binary conversion, so L is equal to the power L. If L increases, A will increase. The thing is that to represent a simple sample amplitude, we have to use more number of bits. And if we use more number of bits to send our single samples, that will create a pressure on bandwidth. And all these things we will realize after doing these equations step by step. Okay. So let us now have the equation for the quantization error. And as the quantization error is realized on the receiver station, so we will look to the things or we proceed the calculations from the receiver side. So from the receiver side, because when we just the approximation, then we cannot realize what is the amount of error that already is implemented. Everything what we get, that's the kind of result, isn't it? So the things we will fill that at the receiver. When we will try to see the signals and signals, and we try to convert the whole signal of one, then we can realize that how much damage already happens at the time of the quantization or at the time of processing. So from the receiver side, if we take the signals, then let us consider that M of KTS, that is a K sample of MT, and M of KTS, that is also the K sample that of this. And what is the difference between them? This is the quantized version, this is the non-quantized version. So that means we are taking two situations. Here, suddenly is starting two situations. Here, the APS, that is the K sample, just after sampling, if we reconstruct the signal, that is here, this is the when after sampling condition is having processed, and we are taking the context version of the things at the interpolation circuit, they this M cat ATS, that is a K sample of MP. Okay. So that is the sampling has suffered only the sampling channel. These steps what we are considering, it suffers both the sample and the quantizations, and at the receiver, already the decoding that it has been. So after decoding, when you get the samples from there, when it is passed to the interpolation data, then the representation we are taking the MKTS. So this is the way stack I consider. And both these MKTS and MKTS, both of them are treated separately through interpolation Because we know that from sample version to original version, we have to use interpolation filter. Okay. And just to simply keep up the mathematics. Then for this one, what is it? Empty is that is a reinterpreted or converted signal, reconstructed signal. This is a reconstructed signal. Which has only two sampling. For that case, the reconstruction empty is equal to summation of a of ABS, C of 2 pi BT minus A pi. Okay. And same is possible, but it was quantized. That means we are getting as quantized to reconstruction in the for the cap. So from quantization, the reconstructed signal that is showing the cap. So A cap is the same simultaneous of A of ABS. The same equation kind of filter C of by BT minus A pi. Okay. So these are the things. So from this equation here, that is also this is also reconstructed. So this is also those analog signal. But this signal has some sampling signal. This signal has both the sampling and the quantization signal. So if there is any difference, suppose there was a gap for the approximation or the reduction, obviously there will be some gap, there will be some diversion between these two components, so that we can term as the quantization error. So just if we find out mathematically, then the division between NP and N cap K will show the amount of quantization. Okay, so what into quantization activity is equal to N cap K difference. Okay, so we substitute this, then this is solution by K. This is N cap ATS C of 2 pi BT minus A pi. And solution by K is ATS C of 2 pi BT minus A pi. This one, so if we take both the same summation, then this becomes N cap KTS. N cap KTS is the amplitude of the K samples. If it suffers only coordination samples, here is this one and this C of 2 pi BTS. Nice, so this is it. And we can as this let me note, this is the amplitude of K sample, which suffers both these samples, and this is the amplitude of K sample, which is suffers only this sample. Obviously, this is nothing but a so that is written as social Q of KTS. So that is again that the KTS gap between the samples. Q of KTS is the relation between the magnitudes, and the rest of this is as usual. Okay. So from these conditions, that means from of QT, just we will find out that what amount of magnitude here that is used. So this is one condition here for K sample. So we have K sample. So obviously they are working out the K sample. So as this is the signal, so find the amount of power system is. Otherwise, you will not be able to find the noise. So what noise means the power that is involved within this QT. Because QT is a signal. So this QT is the let me mark this quantization signal. So from this, if we calculate the noise power, then we get to calculate the noise. So to do that, so if we want to calculate power, then for power this is equal to calculate power we have to take the average power used and the whole thing over the average power. So let's see the formula power. T tends to infinite. One by the integration minus infinity to plus infinity q square t into dt. So that is the total power that is associated with this one. Now when we apply these things in our case, then this infinite becomes the total time rate of the system. So minus t by 2 to plus t by 2, that will be the total integration q square t into dt. So to that we have to replace this expression in ourselves as integral. So do that. Limit tends to infinity 1 by t integration minus t by 2 plus t by 2. So that means such q of ADS into sink of 2 pi dt minus k pi. And this whole is so this whole thing will be under this one into d. So that is the whole requirement for this party. Now if we integrate these things, because KS is nothing but to okay. So that KS that comes under this is 2 pi dt minus k pi. So that means we have to perform equations on the same function. Now to perform equations over these functions, we have to apply the orthogonality of these functions. So if we have the two same functions, to perform equation applying the orthogonality of two same function. And what is the orthogonality? These orthogonality is that integration minus infinity to plus infinity. If we consider two function like this, one same function is equal to 2 pi dt minus a pi. As function is same function 2 pi b minus a pi into dt. So what is it? Here the thing is same 2 pi dt minus a pi. So maybe we will say 2 pi dt. So we are not changing any by class. The thing is the instant k that thing is written instead of some two different integers to show the orthogonality. So that means it's in k square 2 pi bt minus a pi. That is writing as a class of two function. One is this, another is 2 pi b minus a pi. So that thing is irregular. So if we do that, then by the rules of the this is 0 if a is not to n, and they is equal to 1 by 2 if n is equal to a. So we can write also. So we look at the product of the two functions. That is we find only when a will be same values. If basic analysis. Politically, when being nursing is 5 BT minus so that we can return nursing 5 BT minus sin of 2 BT minus but then is basically they will just have and for both cases you have to click so even if you was so we are analysis it is within the box otherwise it will be confusing in the that cases. So if you like the actual case function, there are result and for associated with the effect of the quantification. This is equal to limit p tends to infinity 1 integration minus 5 to c by so okay choose by yes into c by 2 pi dt minus k into dt. So let us take aside this one. One by k is 1 by k is by s because element of the equation and the case minus by 2 plus by 2 sin k is by 2 pi dt minus k by into dt. So this is by dt but what we can see that is the equation is actually by 2 plus 1. So you can say that totally that is going to be minus infinity. But the limit taking as limit t tends to infinity. So the minus is last by actually in the four results. So it is in the four results. That is equivalent to minus infinity. So we get very interesting. Okay. So this result number this is like this is with t is infinity 1 by 2 bt summation 1 is like this. Okay. So let's have a actually something significant. And one third of the results of this is something like even when that is 2 giving the number of samples total